Hello my beautiful collective, and welcome to this video. Guys, I do hope you guys can appreciate these types of videos. They are again in my non-tarot playlist. These are interesting topics ranging from anywhere from spiritual awakening to the types of connections you could have, to trauma bonds. And what I'm noticing is as I'm doing these videos are that these topics could be helpful to you. It could be having to do with situations connected to your relationships, your family situations, or even just your self-development, your spiritual growth. Okay, guys? The topic in these videos are going to be, they vary. Okay? Visit the playlist, check out the videos. They could help you. And just know that the research I've done for these topics were very extensive. I do hope you guys can appreciate the hard work that was put into these videos, and I will be crediting the articles and the people who wrote these articles and the website in the description box below if you guys want a more concise longer version of what I kind of compacted into a video. You know, I only took from the important points I felt would be useful to you guys. But you guys could always refer back to the article, the website. I have listed that information in the description box below. Okay, guys? So I do hope you enjoy these videos, and let me know in the comments what you think. Hello, my beautiful collective. It is I, Rosa, Lady Capricorn Tarot here, and in this video we're going to be talking about what is extrasensory perception, ESP. Okay, guys? You know, I'm mixing up my videos here. This is another topic which I find interesting, you know, and it might be interesting to others, you know, those that may be feeling like they possibly have ESP or just are fascinated by the topic. In this video, we're going to talk about what is ESP, the two branches of parapsychology, okay? ESP classified into three categories: causes of ESP, signs and symptoms of ESP, and treatment for ESP. Okay, guys, and more. So, guys, this video might not be too long. Okay, there wasn't too much in the way of the discussion of ESP, but again, I'm fascinated. This is one of those metaphysical type of topics that interest me, so I said, why not? I'm just gonna throw it into my playlist of, you know, interesting videos. So if you guys want to look at the entire article, it is going to be linked in the description box below. Okay, guys? I just pulled the you know, the points that I felt was interesting of the topic. Okay, so let's jump right in. And again, this video might not be too long. So what is extrasensory perception, ESP? Article states, extrasensory perception, ESP, is perception or communication outside of normal sensory capabilities, such as in telepathy and clairvoyance. Okay, guys? It says parapsychology, okay? Parapsychology, okay, is kind of like, parapsychology is like the science that deals with this particular topic of ESP. I'm going to give you the meaning. Parapsychology analyzes situations, experiences, and behavior that are out of the ordinary. Such unusual circumstances cannot be explained. Okay? So let's talk about parapsychology and the two branches under it. Okay? So under parapsychology, the first branch is psychokinesis. Okay? This is a term that defines events that occur without the involvement of any living being. Okay? And branch number 2 is ESP, extrasensory perception. And ESP defines perceptions or impressions our brain receives or communication that occurs without involvement of any of our communicating sensory organs. Okay, examples is eyes, mouth, or ears. So ESP is all mind. Is all it's the mind. Okay. I've seen like documentaries where people, their ESP is so strong that it's like they're able to how can I say, they're able to do things with the mind that, as they mentioned here, they don't have to use their eyes, mouth, or ears. They can just, everything is controlled by the mind. It's very fascinating, guys. So they're saying that ESP, okay, extrasensory perception, has classified 3 categories, okay? We're going to go into them. So let's see. Category number 1, precognition. The knowledge of future events without any logical explanation is a sign of precognition. Okay? Then there's clairvoyance, number 2. Awareness of unknown objects or hidden materials without any prior contact, knowledge of the same. Without any prior contact or knowledge of the same. Okay? Number 3 category is telepathy. Communication between people separated by a geographical distance with no possible form of prior contact. Okay? And again, all 3 fall under the mind. Okay? This is a special ability, I feel, where the mind can do things that like you don't need physical sight. You don't need physical communication. Everything is from the mind. So it's like you have the 4 senses in your mind. Like you're able to manipulate the 4 senses mentally. Okay, so let's go. Causes of ESP. Okay, parapsychologists, okay, believe that the existence of ESP may be due to the presence of a certain type of brain activity. Emotional trauma due to displacement, death of a close relative or friend can predispose an individual to experiencing ESP. So that sounds like it looks like the triggers for ESP could be like highly emotional situations, guys. This is what I'm getting from this, like a loss of a loved one, you know, and displacement, like just trauma, okay, could kick this up. So let's talk about the signs and symptoms of ESP, okay? The different types of ESP manifest themselves in different ways. Based on the situation the individual experiences, characteristic symptoms will be like this. I'm going to mention them, okay? And I've already mentioned them. Hold on, guys. I've already mentioned them, but I'm going to mention them again because they're saying that these are signs and symptoms of ESP. Precognition. A person who experiences precognition can either have a vague idea or a clear knowledge of the sequence of future events. The individual may experience this state either while awake or while dreaming. Precognitive experiences have a characteristic of being unpleasant. The premonitions make the individual nervous and depressed, okay, if he or she is unable to prevent their occurrence. Okay, so precognition feels like premonition. Okay, you could have it in your dream, or you have visions while you're up. Okay, and what they're saying here is that it could make the person having these precognition / premonitions, it could make them feel depressed or even nervous, right? Because although they're seeing what's happening or what's going to happen coming, it's like they can't control it. Yeah, maybe they could, tell the person, give the person a heads up. But if the person is not the type of person to believe this type of stuff, the person is going to look at them like, oh, you're just going through, you're under a lot of stress. Maybe you need to chill out because there's no way that you know that. And, things will still happen. So there's a sense from the person having this precognition moment, right, where they could become like helpless. And that will trigger this feeling of nervousness and depression. Because they see it coming, but they can't stop it, okay? The second symptom is telepathy. Telepathy is usually observed between people who are connected to each other with affection or love. Sometimes close friends, close family members, or married couples experience this unexplained communication without the use of sensory organs. There is an emotional component to this phenomenon. This kind of communication includes physical symptoms as well that cannot be explained by scientific means. And guys, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a perfect example of telepathy. Okay, now I had mentioned in my recent live that my significant other, he currently had surgery. Thank God he's doing well. He's in recovery. Well, anyway, yesterday I woke up and I had a pain on my side, right? No big deal. It was just like a pain on my side. And so I shared this with him. And and it's funny because he said, well, I've been experiencing the same pain. It's at the exact same side. So we had the exact same pain on the same side. Now, of course, I didn't want to tell him, what I was going through because, he's healing and that's his job right now. Not me like dumping on him how I feel. But oddly enough, when I kind of mentioned it to him, and I didn't mention it to him like to make him nervous. I was just like casually being like, I was like, are you okay? Because I'm feeling this pain on the exact same side, where he had the surgery, whatever. And he said, yes, and he ended up taking, a little bit of his pain medication, and he's fine, he's okay. It's part of the healing process. We're going to get aches and pains. But the fact that I picked up on his situation, and he's the type of person too, he's very much like me. He doesn't like to worry me, So I literally have to feel how I have to, being that I'm empath, I'm able to feel when something is wrong with him. So that's why as soon as I started feeling this pain on my side, I'm like, this is not me. This is not my energy. I'm able to tell when it's my energy and when it's not my energy. And so when I, casually asked him, was he okay and everything, he was like, I'm okay, but I just have this pain on my side. And it was the exact same side. And I jokingly told him, you see, I told him I already knew that because I'm experiencing that pain. So I say all that to say that this point is absolutely true, okay? And I ride with that because that's true, okay? That's the telepathy is one of the symptoms, okay? And it's basically those two, okay, that are signs and symptoms of ESP. And I've had both. I've had precognition, which again is premonition. I'll get them either in dream states, or I'll just be sitting down and I'll get flashes of things, and and I've also had the telepathy, and it's mostly with my family and my significant other. But there has been times when I've also, like I told you, I felt a pain or whatever, and I will contact a friend and they will confirm with me that they're going through something, But yeah, guys, so that is true, okay? Let's talk about the treatment for ESP, okay? Now, the 2 points with precognition and telepathy, okay, they're pretty much explaining how, well, let me read it, guys. So it says treatment for ESP. So it says psychiatric counseling helps treat ESP. Okay, now this might be from a medical standpoint, okay, because it is having to do with the mind and how the mind works. But I feel like a person who has ESP, that is an ability, a gift, okay? And so what I'm about to go through here that the article states, just bear in mind, they're talking about psychiatric counseling helps to treat ESP. I don't agree with that, but everybody, you guys, it's your choice what you believe, but I'm going to give you what the article says. I feel this is a psychic ability, okay? It is something that you're gifted with, and I don't feel like medicine can make this go away or help this. But again, okay guys, I'm going to read you what's in the article, okay? I just gave you my point of view on it. So let's go to the article. It says psychiatric counseling helps treat extrasensory perception. As far as precognition goes, they say psychiatrists, while evaluating their patient, should confirm and establish the precognitive nature of the patient. They should also verify that all the foreseen events turned out true in the patient. The patient may blame themselves for all disastrous events if only one of them is correctly predicted. Now, reading this little passage, okay, makes me feel like that the only things that psychiatrists could do for people that have ESP is just help them cope with the feeling of like blaming themselves, feeling guilty or even depressed because something that they may have predicted came true, and it could have been something very bad, like something leading to a passing of a person. That's the only thing I could see where a psychiatrist can help a person with ESP, is to cope with those feelings of depression, anxiety, nervousness, blaming themselves for what may have happened. Okay, now the article here, this passage also state that that the psychiatrist has to confirm whether or not what the person was saying, the person was like the premonition was true, and did it come true, did it play out. I don't care about none of that, guys. The only thing that jumps out to me in this passage is that the psychiatrist should deal with the patient going through this and addressing the emotional aspect of this, not whether or not the prediction came to pass, but rather they should address the person's emotions as far as self-blame, again, depression, anxiety, nervousness, everything that comes with that this person made a prediction and it came to pass, and it was probably something with a very negative outcome. Okay, then they address the telepathy, right? It says sometimes patients experience physical symptoms that bear resemblance to those experienced by a close friend, relative, separated by time and geography without any prior knowledge. In such cases, the patient should be asked about any emotional trauma, or if anyone close to the patient has undergone similar physical symptoms. And so with telepathy, it also feels like here they're just pretty much trying to prove that this happened. Okay, so this is why I'm saying, guys, I don't know, like this article seemed kind of from a medical standpoint. Okay, I don't know if I agree with everything, but again, everybody's opinion is different and everybody's allowed to their opinion. I just feel like in both of these, okay, both precognition and telepathy, it just feels like a sense of they need to have proof in order to treat the situation. And this is why I'm saying that not everything can be addressed by psychiatrists or like people here in the 3D. This is very definitely a psychic ability, and with most things you just can't address. You can't address it medically. But anyway, what I want to say is the only thing I could think of with the precognition is, again, that they treat the patient as far as how they're feeling emotionally. Okay, other than that, the person, they should not be able to prove whether or not it came true, the premonition. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you need to know that? But I guess, again, it's science. It's psychiatry, whatever. So anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I feel like could be done for somebody who's having premonitions with ESP. As far as the telepathy, that just triggered me a little bit, because why are you contacting people to see if like what you're feeling matches what they're feeling? But again, it's all the medical world, it's all scientific, and I think the article was kind of mixed, but mostly leaning towards medicine. So anyway, guys, I'm stopping the video here. I told you it was going to be a very short video. I just wanted to address what ESP was, and give you a little look into what it's about. As far as the psychiatric ways of dealing with these, with precognition and telepathy, I'll leave that up to you to make a decision whether or not you feel that science can address these issues outside of maybe helping the person emotionally get through this, right? What they're experiencing, and these premonitions that they're having that are coming true, and the guilt issues that they're having. The most I feel they could do on that aspect is just treat the person and their emotions, and how they're feeling, so that guilt issue, all of that, just treat that so the person is not feeling guilt in any way, shape, or form for what they have experienced. Other than that, to me, I don't feel psychiatrists can do anything else. To me, it's an ability, okay, a gift that a person may have, and I'm gonna leave it there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video. I'm sorry for hearing bells in the background. I think somebody's stuck in the elevator in my building, and I hope that they get out soon. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. If you like what I did here, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. Also, hitting that notification bell so you guys will be alerted, when I post a video, premiere video, or when I actually go live. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, or if you know anybody who has ESP, or have heard of ESP, anything you want to say about ESP, go ahead and leave the comment below. Anyway, guys, I will see you in my next video. I will see you soon. God bless. Have a great day or great evening. Do know that I love and appreciate you all. Thank you for being here with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.